Let's be real. You didn't miss the red flags. You saw them. You noticed the inconsistency. You felt that something was off. You had that moment where you paused and thought, wait a minute. But you kept going anyway. You gave it another chance. You told yourself maybe you were overthinking. Maybe you were being too hard. Maybe you just needed to be more patient. Maybe you just needed to be more understanding. And now you're dealing with the consequences of that. Sometimes we ignore the red flags because we want it to work. Not because we don't see them, but because we've already invested time and energy. We've already built something. We've already imagined what it could be. And frankly, starting over, that feels exhausting. It feels like going backwards. So instead of walking away, we stay. And we try to make it make sense. But at some point, you've got to admit something to yourself. You weren't confused. You were choosing potential over reality. You were holding on to what it could be instead of accepting what it actually is. And trust me, I'm not saying that from a place of judgment because I've done it too. I've stayed longer than I should have. I've made excuses I shouldn't have made. I kept giving chance after chance that weren't earned. I kept telling myself things would change. Telling myself they just needed time. Telling myself I needed to be more patient. When deep down, I already knew what I was dealing with. So, trust me, this is for me as well. But be for real. How many red flags did you call misunderstandings? How many times did you say, they're just going through something? Or, that's not really who they are. Or, how many times did you minimize something? Minimize something that you would have told somebody else not to tolerate. At some point, it stops being about what they did, and it starts being about what you keep allowing. You. That's the shift that most people don't want to make, because it's easier to point outward than it is to look inward. But the truth is, red flags don't turn green with time. That's why I wore green, because this is what we need to be looking for. You just get used to ignoring the red flags. So you adjust to them, you normalize them, and that's the part that nobody likes to admit. So now you have a choice. You can keep overlooking what you see. You can keep explaining it away. You can keep hoping that it becomes something different. Or you can be honest with yourself. You can accept what's in front of you, and you can start making different decisions. Start making different decisions, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's hard, even if it doesn't feel good right away. Because staying in something that you know isn't right will cost you more in the long run. It will cost you your peace. It can cost you your energy, your clarity, and eventually your self-respect. And don't let it cost you your mind. So if this resonates with you, don't ignore that feeling. Don't brush it off, and don't talk yourself out of it. Because sometimes that feeling is your clarity. And if this hit, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend, because this is the real type of conversation that we're having over here. This is Sass With Faith. Real talk, real faith.